Why does a man keep appearing and disappearing in a relationship? It's a question many women ask, usually because they've experienced this confusing behavior firsthand. 1 minute everything seems great and then poof, he's gone. And just when you're moving on, he's back like nothing happened. Why do men do this? And what should you do if this is happening to you? Hi, I'm Daryna, a practicing therapist in Australia. Let's get started. And the first reason, fear of losing freedom. Sometimes when a man disappears, it's because he feels this internal conflict between wanting to be close and wanting to stay free. Imagine he grew up with loving but very demanding parents. Maybe his mom was all about showing love, but only if he got perfect grades at school and excelled in every activity. So now, as an adult, he might think that being close to somebody means having to be perfect and meet impossible expectations. When he feels intimacy approaching, he panics and bails, thinking he can't live up to what's required. However, the sad part is that you didn't even think this way. For you, closeness means accepting each other through thick and thin, and you would never expect any perfection. But unfortunately, here's how trauma works. We tend to function according to our ingrained scenarios, even without consciously realizing our patterns. So, if speaking about the solution, set clear expectations up front. I'm not talking about making 10 years plan on the second date, but just chatting through these basic important things can actually be a great bonding experience. For me personally, I'm very curious about how the other person thinks, what their views about life, what their values are. Since the passion and the initial spark that serve as a glue to any problems at the beginning will fade away eventually, and you're going to have to live with another person and their set of beliefs and values. And the second reason is lack of serious intentions. There are guys who are great at the initial stages of dating. They're like chess players who knows the opening moves but can't finish a game. He might enjoy the first few dates, taking you to nice places, but he can't take the next step, like introducing you to his family or inviting you over. So when things start to feel too real, he will disappear. He can reappear and enter your life later on again, but here many women make a mistake thinking that the guy reconsidered everything and became ready for something more serious. Otherwise, he would not return, correct? In most cases, he returns later, hoping you'll pick up where you left off. Sort of like if everything stays at a comfortable level for him, super casual and so on, he will keep going. So here you have to be a bit careful, as surely you can have these conversations and he can even promise you what you want. But how would you know he's telling the truth? It's very easy actually. Look at the actions, not the words, if you don't want to waste your time on the depths of relationship you are not happy with. By the way guys, if you are getting value from this video, please hit the like button right now. It really helps me as a new creator to develop this channel. And the third reason is past relationship pain. If he's had a tough breakup or betrayal in the past, he might still be carrying around emotional scars. He gets close, but when it starts to feel real, he's reminded of that old pain and pulls away to protect himself. This isn't the same as losing interest. In fact, he might still give you hints that he likes you and he's interested, but unfortunately he's just too scared to go deeper because of unresolved hurt. Unfortunately, there is not much you can do, as it's not your job to be his therapist and heal his wounds with your love. So if you know this is the case and you see that the person makes some moves towards resolving this issue, such as seeing a counselor or getting some other help, it's probably worth a shot. However, be careful, as sometimes some ugly behaviors can be justified by past trauma. Such as, oh, I cheated on you, sorry, I was betrayed before, so I decided to do it first, just in case. Or, oh, I haven't talked to you for a week, sorry, my trauma kicked in, and so on. And the fourth reason isn't a pretty one. It's when a person has narcissistic or manipulative tendencies and just plays hot and cold with you to keep you emotionally unbalanced, creating this artificial demand and sometimes even punishing you for disobedience. But how do you know this is the case and not one of the other three that we just spoke? You can observe it by looking at when exactly he disappears. Is it when you said no to physical intimacy, for example? Or is it when you are not ready to move the relationship to the next level? Also, you can recognize that this is the case by their way of acting and speaking to you after they reappear. Very often, if a person freaked out or truly has some traumatic experience, they will try to explain themselves somehow. It might sound a bit clumsy, a bit uptight, as it's not a very comfortable topic to discuss, but in the case of narcissists or manipulators, they can create an absolutely fantastic story, how they were kidnapped by aliens, or how their crazy ex appeared, or how they had to save the planet, and so on. And in fact, the story will sound very smooth, like they rehearsed it. Or they might do the opposite, starting to blame you, saying if you hadn't acted that way, they wouldn't have disappeared. Or even start gaslighting you, saying that you are needy, that it wasn't that long, that they didn't even disappear at all, and that not talking to you for 2 weeks is no different from not talking to you for 1 day. By the way, if you want to hear the story of how a narcissist ghosted and gaslighted me, hit here to watch this video if you're watching this video on YouTube. Look after yourself and your loved ones, and I will see you in next videos.